Lillian does not remember a time without the blood. The stains. They're everywhere if you know where to look. On white collars tucked in laundry chutes, soaked into marble grout under expensive rugs. But Lillian has always been the one who cleans them. As she grew older, it became clear that no one else acknowledged their presence. No one but her as a nursing student. She'd ask questions about the wounds, the patterns, the stories behind the scars. The professors would exchange glances and say she cared too much. Eventually, though, caring too much became a liability. Maybe that's why Lillian never finished her degree. The debt, her brother's choices, the streets of Busan assumed something was wrong. With her family, and in some ways she knows they were right. She can't live a normal life with ghosts constantly around. It's hard to scrub floors when armed men patrol the perimeter. It's harder still to follow a curfew when screams echo from the master suite at 2 a.m. The thing is, Lillian feels sorry for them. The ghosts, the wounded men who bleed in expensive hallways. They're lonely like her, trapped like her. What she never expected was to become the cure. For one. But then again, she never expected to fall in love with a man still haunted by violence, still married to his demons, still bleeding on her white cloth, every night that she breaks the rules. November the month she arrived at Seacliff. Estate the month the dragon stopped sleeping alone. Subscribe to see how this unfolds and comment where you're watching from. I will love to say hello to you just to know how far our story is going. The rules arrive before Lillian even unpacks her single suitcase. A laminated card slipped under the door of the servants' quarters room. 14, the smallest one tucked at the end of a hallway that smells like lemon polish and fear. The card is pristine white, with black text printed in both Korean and English. Someone knew she was coming. Someone prepared. Rule 1. Never enter the master wing unless summoned. Rule 2. Never make eye contact with the master or his associates. Rule 3. Never leave your quarters after 10 p.m. Rule 4. Never ask questions. Rule 5. If you see something, report to Mr. Choi immediately then. Forget what you saw. The card is unsigned, but Lillian holds it like a lifeline, because lifelines come in strange forms when you're drowning in debt. $47,000 her brother's ghost money owed. To people who don't send payment reminders, they send men with brass knuckles and patient smiles. The estate is a fortress disguised as a home, all steel and glass perched on a cliff overlooking Busan's dark harbor, waters that never stop moving, never stop whispering against the rocks below. Lillian learns the geography of her cage. Quickly, the kitchen with its marble counters, cold as a morgue, the grand staircase. She's not allowed to use. The servants' stairs narrow and hidden behind wallpapered panels, the security cameras in every corner, blinking red eyes. That never sleep. She learns which floors creak, which doors stick, which windows face the ocean, and which face the guarded gates. She learns about the servants' tunnel that runs from the basement to the beach where supplies are delivered. Twice a week she's used it 3 times to receive shipments of linens and cleaning supplies, hauling them up the narrow stone passage. Alone in the dark, she learns that the estate breathes differently at night. That's when the expensive cars arrive, black sedans with tinted windows. That's when voices rise and fall in the drawing room. That's when the master becomes real. Mr. Choi finds her on the 3rd day. She's on her knees, scrubbing the entryway floor. The marble is white, veined with gold, and she's terrified of leaving streaks. He appears without sound. A man in his 60s with silver hair and a scar that runs from his left ear to his collar. You're the new girl. Not a question. His voice is gravel and cigarettes. Lillian Ramirez. Yes, sir. She keeps her eyes on the bucket of soapy water. Rule 2, you know. Why you're here. To work off my brother's debt, sir. The debt that was transferred to you. Your brother was a fool. He says it without malice, just fact. He made promises he couldn't keep to. People who don't forget you understand what kind of house this is. Lillian's hands still on the brush. She understands. She understood the moment she saw the armed men at the gate, the moment she noticed the reinforced windows, the bulletproof glass. I understand, sir. No, you don't, mister. Choi crouches beside her, His knees crack. But you will. Here's my advice, girl. Do your job. Keep your head down. Save every one they pay you, and leave the moment your debt is clear. Don't get comfortable. Don't get curious. And whatever you do, don't let him notice you. She wants to ask who him is, but Rule 4, so she nods Mister. Choi stands. His shadow falls across the wet marble. The master doesn't sleep well. When he does come home, he's usually bleeding clean. The blood don't ask where it came from. He walks away, his footsteps echoing through the empty halls, and Lillian realizes she's shaking not from fear, exactly from something colder. The recognition that she's crossed a threshold into a world that doesn't let people leave, not cleanly, not whole. The days blur into routine. She wakes at 5 scrubs floors that never seem dirty, polishes silver that never tarnishes, washes windows that overlook a view she'll never afford. She sees the other staff in passing, the chef who never fend. Smiles. The driver who smells like gunpowder. The 2 maids who've worked here for years and communicate in glances. They don't speak to her. She's too new, too temporary, too much of a risk. She eats alone in the servants. Dining room, rice and soup and silence. She returns to room 14 before curfew. Every night she reads the laminated card until she's memorized every word she thinks about her brother Miguel, who promised her he'd pay for her to finish nursing school, who promised the debt was temporary, who disappeared 6 months ago, leaving her holding a bill she can't pay and a phone number she's too terrified to call. She never sees the master, sees evidence of him. The bloodied dress shirts that appear in the laundry chute, always white, always expensive, always ruined, the smell of his cologne in the hallways, leather and smoke, and something darker, the sound of his footsteps late at night, pacing the floor above her room, back and forth, like a caged animal. She imagines him as a monster that's easier, something with fangs and claws, something that makes sense of the fear that permeates these walls. But Mr. Choi's words haunt her. Don't let him notice you, as if being invisible is the only way to survive, as if being seen is a death sentence. 23 days. She lasts 23 days of being a ghost in a haunted house before everything changes. It's 2:17 a.m. when she wakes to the sound Lillian knows, because she checks the clock on her nightstand, the red numbers glowing in the dark. She's trained herself to sleep light, to wake at any disturbance, because this house teaches paranoia. The sound comes again, a crash heavy and wet like a body hitting marble. She sits up, her heart hammering Rule. 3 screams in her head. Never leave your quarters after 10 p.m. But there's another sound now, labored, breathing a groan that's pure pain, and her nursing instincts override everything else. Someone is hurt, someone is dying. She's pulling on her uniform before she realizes she's made the decision. Black dress, white apron. Her hands shake as she buttons the collar. The hallway is dark, emergency lighting casting everything in blue shadows. She moves toward the sound, bare feet silent on cold floors. The servants' stairs lead up to the main level. She's not supposed to be here, not at this hour, not ever without permission. But the breathing is getting worse, wet, and rattling, the sound of a punctured lung or internal bleeding. She emerges into the grand foyer and freezes. He's there. The master collapsed against the wall, one hand pressed to his face, blood seeping between his fingers. His white dress shirt is soaked red at the collar. His black hair falls across his forehead. His eyes are closed. He's trying to stand ND. Failing, his legs won't hold him. Lillian should run, should pretend she never saw this, should follow the rules that keep her safe. But she sees the arterial spray on the wall, the way his hand is shaking the pallor of his skin, and her body moves without permission. She crosses the foyer, grabs a white cloth from the cleaning cart. Someone left out. "Sir," her voice cracks. "Sir, I can help." His eyes open and Lillian forgets how to breathe. They're dark and dangerous and fixed on her, with an intensity that stops her heart. He's beautiful in the way that predators are beautiful. All sharp angles and lethal grace. The cut on his right cheekbone is deep, bleeding freely. The kind of wound that needs stitches that will scar who? He starts, then coughs blood on his lips. I'm the new maid Lillian. I have nursing training. Let me help you. She's already moving, kneeling beside him, pressing the white cloth to his face. He jerks back. Don't. You're bleeding out. Her hands are steady now. This she knows this. She can do, let me see. For a moment they're frozen. Him looking at her like she's something impossible. Her looking at him like he's just a patient. Just someone who needs help. Then he lets her touch him, and the world shifts. His skin is hot under her. Fingers. She tilts his face, gently assessing the damage. The cut is from a blade, clean and deliberate, meant to scar, not kill. This needs stitches, she says. I can close it temporarily, but you need a doctor. No. Doctors. His voice is rough. No hospitals. No questions. Then you'll scar. I have scars. He's still staring at her, his eyes tracking every movement, two of her hands. Why aren't you afraid? I am afraid. Lillian presses the cloth firmly, applying pressure. But you're bleeding, and I know how to stop bleeding. Fear comes after. She feels him tense under her touch. His free hand comes up fast, grabbing her. Wrist not hard, but firm. A warning. His fingers are calloused, warm. His grip speaks of controlled violence, of a man who knows exactly how much pressure it takes to break bone. You should have stayed in your room. Yes, sir. You should run now. Yes, sir. Why don't you? Lillian meets his eyes, Rule 2 shattering. Because you need help and I'm the only one here. Something changes in his expression, something dark and hungry and desperate. He releases her wrist slowly, like he's forcing himself to let go. There's a medical kit in my bathroom upstairs, through the master suite. Lillian should say no, should leave him here, should follow the rules, but she's already standing, already helping him to his feet. He's taller than she expected. Solid muscle under the blood-soaked shirt, he leans on her more than he probably wants to, and she feels the tremor in his muscles, the adrenaline crash starting to hit. They move through the house like ghosts, she half carrying him up the grand staircase. She's never been allowed to climb into the quains. Master wing into his private world. His suite is massive, all dark wood and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the harbor. The bathroom is white marble with gold fixtures. She sits him on the edge of the bathtub, finds the medical kit under the sink. It's extensive professional, the kind of kit that's seen use. She works quickly, cleaning the wound with antiseptic. His jaw clenches, but he doesn't make a sound. This is going to hurt, she warns. Everything hurts. He says it like a confession, like he's been hurting for so long. He's forgotten what relief feels like. Lillian uses butterfly closures to pull the edges of the wound together, her fingers gentle but sure. She learned this on cadavers. In nursing school before she had to drop out, before Miguel's debts became her debts, before survival meant scrubbing floors in a fortress. You're good at this. Hak Yong says she knows his name now. Heard, mister. Choi say it once. Hak Yong the dragon, the master, the man whose house is a prison. I wanted to be a nurse. Past tense. Why aren't you? Life got in the way. She applies a sterile bandage covering the farmer. Butterfly closures. Keep this dry. Change it twice a day. Watch for infection signs. Redness, swelling, fever. She's giving him instructions like he's not her employer, like he didn't just bleed all over his own foyer. Like this is normal. Thank you. The words sound foreign in his mouth, like he doesn't say them often. What's your name? Lillian, sir. I know I read your file. Lillian what? Ramirez. He stands, testing his balance. She steps back, putting professional distance between them, but the bathroom feels too small, the air too thick, with something she can't name. You broke the rules tonight, Lillian Ramirez. Her heart stops. Yes, sir. You saw me injured. You saw the blood you're supposed to report to Mr. Choi, then forget what you saw. I couldn't forget someone bleeding out, sir. You should have let me. He says it seriously, like dying alone on his foyer floor was a reasonable option. I'm a nurse, she says. Or I was almost. I can't watch someone die and do nothing, it's not in me. Hak Yong studies her, his dark eyes, seeing too much. That's going to be a problem. Sir, that compassion of yours, it doesn't belong in this house. He moves past her back into his bedroom. She should leave, should flee back to room 14, should pack her single suitcase and run. But she follows him, watches as he strips off the ruined shirt, revealing tattoos that cover his ribs, his shoulders, a golden dragon that wraps a row, and his torso scales rendered in exquisite detail. The scars are everywhere, too. Knife wounds, bullet wounds, the map of a violent life. You're staring. Sorry, sir. Don't apologize. Just leave. It's a dismissal, but his voice is softer now, almost regretful. Lillian walks to the door, her hand on the handle. Sir, the blood downstairs. Someone will clean it. I'll clean it, she says. It's my job. Lillian, she stops, turns back. He's sitting on the edge of his bed, exhausted, the bandage white against his skin. Stay in your room after curfew from now on. Some rules exist for a reason. Yes, sir. But they both know she won't. They both know. Something shifted tonight. Something that can't be shifted back. She closes the door behind her, descends the grand staircase, finds the cleaning cart in the foyer. The blood is already drying, turning brown on white marble. She scrubs until her hands ache, until the sun rises, until Mr. Choi finds her there and swears softly in Korean. He saw you, not a question, yes. And you're still alive, yes, Mr. Choi runs a hand through his silver hair. I warned you, girl. I told you don't let him notice you. He was dying. Men like him don't die easy. They just take others with them. He looks at the clean marble at her red-stained hands. Go to your room, get some sleep. You're going to need it. Why? Because everything just changed and you don't even know it yet. The uniform arrives the next day. Not the simple black dress she's been wearing, but something else, expensive fabric, tailored to fit a white collar edged in delicate lace, a white apron that's more decorative than functional. There's a note on heavy cardstock for your trouble. HY. The handwriting is sharp and precise. Lillian holds the uniform like it might bite. This is wrong. This is visibility. This is the opposite of everything Mr. Choi warned her about, but when she puts it on, it fits perfectly, like it was made for her body specifically. The summons comes at dinner time, Mr. Choi delivers it personally. You're to bring the master his meal tonight, and every night from now on. Lillian's hands go cold. Why? Don't ask questions, that's rule 4, remember. Mr. Choi, please. He requested you, specifically said you were adequate. The old man's eyes are worried. Be careful, girl. Men like Hak Yong don't know how to want things without destroying them. She carries the tray up the grand staircase, her new uniform rustling with each step. The master's study is on the 2nd floor, dark wood and leather, the smell of expensive whiskey and old books. He's at his desk when she enters. Paperwork spread before him, his face freshly bandaged, the bruising starting to show purple and yellow blooming across sharp cheekbones. He doesn't look up. On the table, his voice is cold, dismissive. She sets the tray down, notices he's barely touched yesterday's meal. You need to eat, sir. I don't need anything. But he stands, moves to the table, sits across from where she's standing. The uniform fits. Yes, sir, thank you, sir. You don't need to thank me, you earned it. His eyes meet hers, dark and unreadable. You saved my life last night. I stopped the bleeding. That's different. Is it? Lillian doesn't know how to answer that. Doesn't know the protocol for talking to a man who terrifies and fascinates her in equal measure. Will there be anything else, sir? Sit, it's not a request. She sits, stiffly in the chair across from him. He pushes the tray toward her. Eat. Sir, I can't. You haven't eaten today. I checked the kitchen logs. Heat rises to her face. He's watching her, tracking her meals. I ate in my room. Liar, the word, is soft, almost affectionate. You gave your portions to the chef's daughter. She's 6, and you think she looks too thin. You've been doing it for weeks. Lillian's throat tightens. How does he know this? He says, answering her unspoken question. I see everything in this house, every room, every hallway, every secret. Do you understand what I'm telling you, Lillian? She understands he's been watching her long before last night. Yes, sir. I don't think you do. He leans forward, his intensity focused entirely on her. I know you eat 1 meal a day. I know you send half. Your wages to your mother in Manila. I know you cry silently in your room every Thursday. That's the day your brother used to call. I know you're afraid of me, but not afraid enough. I know you have nightmares about drowning about. Debt collectors with kind smiles. I know everything, and I still let you touch me last night. Do you understand how rare that is? Lillian's hands shake in her lap. Why are you telling me this? Because you need to understand what you've done. His voice drops dangerous. I don't let people close. I don't let people see me. Weak. I don't let people matter. And then you walked into my foyer at 2 a.m. in your bare feet with your nursing instincts and your complete lack of self-preservation. And you looked at me like I was worth saving. You are worth saving. The words escape before she can stop them. His expression shudders. No, he says, flatly, I'm not. I'm the monster parents warn their children about. I'm the reason people lock their doors at night. I'm violence and blood, and everything your compassionate heart should run from. You're a man who's bleeding, Lillian says. That's all I saw last night. Just a man who needed help. That's your problem. Hak Yong stands abruptly, pushing away from the table. You see what you want to see. You look at me and see someone to fix, but I'm not broken, Lillian. I'm exactly what I'm supposed to be. He walks to the window, stares out at the dark harbor. Eat the food, then leave from now on. You bring my meals. You don't speak. You don't look at me. You don't try to save me again. Understood. Yes, sir. Her voice is small. And Lillian, yes, sir. The next time you hear something in the night, stay in your room, let me bleed. Let me die if it comes to that, because if you save me again, I won't be able to let you go. She flees, takes the tray with her untouched food, her heart pounding so hard she thinks it might crack her ribs, mister. Choi is waiting in the hallway. What did he say? He told me to stay away. And will you? Lillian thinks about the way Hak Yong looked at her like she was something precious and dangerous, like she was the answer to a question he's afraid to ask. I don't think he'll let me. She whispers. Mr. Choi's face falls. Then God help you both. The days that follow are strange. Lillian brings his meals, finds them barely touched, starts leaving the tray longer, staying to watch him eat. He never tells her to go, never speaks, just watches her with those dark, dangerous eyes. Sometimes she finds things in her room, gifts. He won't acknowledge new shoes because hers were falling apart. Books because he saw her reading a battered novel. A heating pad because the room is cold. He's courting her. She realizes in his own broken way. And she should be terrified, should report this to someone, should run. But who would she report to? And where would she run? When the whole world outside these walls wants her brother's debt paid in blood and bone. 3 weeks after the night she saved him, the threat comes, Mr. Choi gathers all the staff in the kitchen, his face grave. The house is going into lockdown. Credible threat against the master. No one in, no one out until further notice. Lillian's blood runs cold. For how long? As long as it takes. He looks directly at her. You'll stay in the master wing with him, he requested it. Specifically, the other maids whisper. She can feel their envy, their confusion, their fear she's marked now. Claimed she follows Mr. Choi up the grand staircase, past armed men taking positions at every window past the reinforced doors, sliding shut with hydraulic hisses into Hak Yong's private domain. He's standing at the window of his bedroom, still as a statue. Sir Lillian's voice barely carries Mr. Choi leaves without another word. The door locks behind him. You'll stay in the suite next to mine. Hak Yong doesn't turn. There's a connecting door, keep it unlocked. Why? Because I might. I need you. His honesty is brutal. Because I'm going to die eventually, and I'd rather you be close when it happens. You're not going to die. You don't know that. I won't let you. Finally. He turns, his smile is sad. There she is, my stubborn healer who thinks compassion can stop bullets. It's not compassion, the words tumble out. I care about you. I don't know when it happened, or how, but I do. I care if you live or die. I care if you eat. I care if you sleep. I care, and I'm sorry if that's not allowed, but I can't stop. The silence stretches Hak Yong, crosses the room slowly, deliberately, until he's standing in front of her close enough that she can smell his cologne leather and smoke close enug. That she can see the scar tissue forming on his cheekbone from the wound she closed. You shouldn't care about me. His voice is rough. I destroy everything I touch. You haven't destroyed me. Not yet. His hand rises, hovers near her face, doesn't quite touch. But I will, Lillian Ramirez. I will pull you into my darkness, and when the viper comes, you'll be in the crossfire. I don't think I could hate you, she breathes. Not even if I tried. His control snaps. She sees it the moment his careful distance crumbles. He cups her face gently, despite the violence she knows he's capable of. His thumb traces her cheekbone. His eyes search hers. I can't sleep. He confesses. Haven't slept properly in years, the insomnia. It's killing me slowly. I lie awake and think about every person I've hurt, every life I've taken, every choice that led me here, and my mind won't stop. I won't give me peace. But last night after you left, I slept for 3 hours solid and I didn't dream. I didn't see the ghosts. And I think it's because of you. I think you're the cure to something I thought was incurable. Lillian's eyes burn with unshed tears. I'll stay with you. You don't understand what you're offering. I understand enough. She covers his hand with hers, holds him against her face. You need sleep. I can help with that. I want to help. Why? Because everyone deserves peace. Even dragons, even monsters, even men who think they're beyond saving. His forehead drops to hers, their breath mingles in the space between. You're going to ruin me, he whispers. Or I'm going to ruin you. I don't know which is worse. Maybe I'll ruin each other, Lillian says. Maybe that's the point. He laughs bitter and broken. You're too good for this world. And you're too tired to fight alone. She pulls back, meets his eyes. Let me stay. Let me help you sleep and we'll worry about the rest later. He studies her for a long moment, then nods once sharp. Okay, but when this goes bad, when I break your heart or worse, you remember that I warned. I'll remember, she promises. But she's lying. They both know it because she's already too far gone, already past the point of self-preservation, already in love with a man who bleeds on white marble and watches her through cameras and hasn't slept peacefully in years. That night, she sits beside his bed in a chair pulled close. He lies on top of the covers, still dressed like vulnerability, means keeping his armor on. Talk to me, he says, eyes closed. About what? Anything. Your voice. Helps. So Lillian talks, tells him about nursing school, about her brother, about Manila, about her mother who cleans hotels, about dreams deferred and debts that never shrink. She talks until her voice grows hoarse, and when she looks down, his breathing has evened, his face has softened, sleep has finally claimed him. She stays, watches the rise and fall of his chest, the way his fingers twitch like he's dreaming, the way his scars catch the moonlight through the windows. She stays, because leaving feels impossible because he asked her to, because somewhere in the madness of this house she found something worth fighting for. Dawn comes soft through the windows. Hak Yong wakes, slowly disoriented. His eyes find her immediate. Teely, you stayed. You asked me to. I slept. Wonder in his voice. 4 hours I counted. Because of you. He sits up, reaches for her hand, holds it like it's precious. Lillian, what are you doing to me? The same thing you're doing to me? She squeezes his fingers falling. The lockdown lasts 3 days. 3 days of existing in his orbit. 3 nights of sitting beside his bed watching him sleep. 3 mornings of waking to find him watching her with something like reverence in his eyes. They don't talk about it during the day, maintain the careful distance of employer and employee, but at night the masks come off and he's just a man who can't sleep, and she's just a woman who won't leave him alone in the dark. On the 4th day, she finds the room by accident, looking for fresh linens. She opens the wrong door and steps into a shrine. Photographs cover the walls, images of Hak Yong younger, his smile unguarded, his eyes bright beside him, a man with a matching smile, matching eyes. A brother, she realizes. Or was there our weapons mounted on the walls? Knives, guns, things she doesn't want to name. There are flowers, dried and preserved certificates in Korean business licenses, maybe, or death certificates. And there in the center, a photograph of a man she doesn't recognize. Sharp features, cold eyes, a snake tattooed on his neck. Someone has thrown a dart into the photograph right between the eyes. You weren't supposed to see this. Hak Yong's voice from the doorway. Lillian turns slowly. I'm sorry, I was looking for. I know. He enters the room, stands beside her. This is my past, the parts I try to forget. He points to the smiling young man in the photograph. My brother Ji-hoon, the Viper, killed him 8 years ago over territory, over pride, over nothing that mattered. I'm sorry. Don't be everyone Love dies. That's the rule of my life. That's why I stopped loving. His eyes meet hers. Until you. The confession hangs between them. Hak Yong. I'm tired, Lillian. Tired of the violence, tired of the blood, tired of waking up and wondering if today is the day someone finally kills me. The Viper won't stop until... I'm dead until my clan is destroyed, and I'm so fucking tired of fighting. His voice cracks. I want out. I want peace. I want to sleep through the night without seeing Ji-hoon's face. I want to touch someone. Without seeing them flinch. I want. What? She whispers. You, he says simply. I want you, and that's the most dangerous thing I've ever wanted. Because the Viper, he doesn't just kill me, he destroys everything I care about, everyone I love, and if he finds out about you, if he knows what you mean to me, he'll make me watch while he breaks you, and then he'll kill us both, and I can't let that happen. Lillian steps closer, cups his face the way he cupped hers days ago. Then we'll be careful. Careful doesn't work in my world. Then we'll fight. You don't know how to fight. Then teach me. Her voice is steel. Teach me how to survive in your world. Teach me how to protect myself. Teach me everything, because I'm not leaving you. I'm not running, I'm staying, and you're going to have to accept that. His eyes search hers. Desperate, hungry, afraid. You'll die. Maybe, she allows. But I'll die having mattered to someone, having been seen and known and cared for. That's more than most people get. He kisses her, then desperate and gentle and devastating all at once. His hands in her hair, hers clutching his shirt, the photographs of the past, watching as they try to build something like a future. This won't end well, he conned. Murmurs against her lips. Probably not. You'll hate me. Never. I'll fail you. Not if I can help it. She kisses him again, tastes his broken promises, his shattered dreams, his desperate hope. We'll destroy each other. That's what I'm afraid of. But he doesn't let go, doesn't push her away, just holds her in a room full of ghosts and lets himself want something other than revenge, other than death, other than the endless violent cycle he's trapped in. Mr. Choi finds them there. Eventually his face resigned. The lockdown's over, the threat passed for now. He looks at Lillian, at Hak Yong, at their joined hands. You're making a mistake. I know, Hak Yong says. And you don't care. We care. Hak Yong pulls her closer. We just care about each other more, mister. Choi shakes his head. The Viper is coming. The intelligence is solid. He knows about her already, has photos from the cameras, someone on the inside, someone feeding him information, and when he comes, he'll burn this whole estate to the ground just to hurt you. Let him come. Hak Yong's voice is cold steel. I'll be ready. Will you, mister? Choi challenges. Because last time you weren't ready. Last time Ji-hoon died. Last time you swore you'd never care about anything again. And look at you now. Look what she's done to you. You're weak. No. Lillian speaks up. He's human. There's a difference. She looks at Hak Yong, sees the man beneath the monster. And humans fight harder for what they love than monsters ever could. Mister. Choi studies her for a long moment, then sighs. You sound like Ji-hoon. He said the same thing right before they killed him. The words are meant to hurt, meant to warn, but Lillian doesn't flinch. Then I'm in good company, she says. Hak Yong's hand tightens on hers. We should prepare. We will, he promises. But tonight let me have this one night of peace before the war starts. Mr. Choi leaves them alone in the room of ghosts. Lillian looks at the photographs, at the weapons, at the evidence of a violent past. Tell me about him, your brother. So Hak Yong talks and Lillian listens, and somewhere between the photographs, stories, and the silence, they stop being master and maid, dragon and healer, captor and captive, and become something else, something more dangerous, something worth dying for, something that might just be worth living for, too. The night falls soft outside the windows, the harbor lights glittering like promises they'll never keep. Hak Yong sleeps that night, with his head in her lap, her fingers carding through his dark hair, his breathing even and peaceful for the first time in 8 years. Lillian stays awake, watches him sleep, and knows with absolute certainty that Mr. Choi is right. They're both going to die for this. But as she traces the scar on his cheekbone, the one she closed, the one that brought them together, she thinks, maybe that's okay. Maybe love is supposed to be dangerous. Maybe the best things in life are the ones worth bleeding for. And Hak Yong, the dragon, the monster, the man who destroys everything he touches, is finally sleeping peacefully because of her, and that's enough. Outside the walls, the viper is coming inside. The estate, 2 broken people hold each other in the dark, and for one perfect moment before the storm, everything is still, everything is quiet, everything is almost like peace. The date happens on a Tuesday. Hak Yong summons her at sunset, his face unreadable. Come with me. Not a question. Never a question with him. But his hand is extended, palm up, an invitation, not a command. Lillian takes it, feels his. Fingers close around hers, warm and solid and real. He leads her down the grand staircase past Mr. Choi, whose face shows nothing past the armed guards, who suddenly find the walls very interesting, to the 3rd floor, the one she's never been allowed on. He opens the door, and she stops breathing. The entire floor has been transformed, candles everywhere, hundreds of them casting golden light across polished wood floors. The windows overlook the harbor, the city lights spreading like stars fallen to earth. There's a table set for 2 white linens, crystal glasses, a meal that smells like heaven. There's music playing soft, something classical, something that speaks of old romance and impossible dreams. You did this, her voice breaks. For M.E. I can't take you out, Hak Yong says quietly. Can't walk you through the city. Can't sit with you in a restaurant. Can't give you normal. But I can give you this 1 floor one night. No guards, no guns, no blood. Just you and me. And pretending. Pretending what? That I'm not what I am. That you're not what you are. That we have a future beyond these walls. He pulls out her chair, waits for her to sit. I know it's not much. It's everything, Lillian whispers, because it is. Because he cleared an entire floor, because he thought about what she might want, because he's trying so hard to be something other than the monster he believes himself to. They eat slowly, the food is perfect, but she barely tastes it too, focused on him, on the way the candlelight catches in his dark eyes, on the way he watches her like she's the only real thing in his world. Tell me something true, she says. Something you've never told anyone. Hak Yong sets down his fork, considers. I'm afraid. Of what? Of this, of you, of the way you make me feel like maybe I could be someone different, someone better. His voice is raw. My whole life I've been the dragon, cold, calculated, violent. I've never questioned it, never wanted to change. And then you show up in your maid's uniform with your white cloth and your stubborn compassion, and suddenly I'm questioning everything. Is that bad? It's terrifying, he admits, because wanting to change means admitting I was wrong, means facing all the things I've done, all the people I've hurt, means accepting that Ji-hoon died because of choices I made, and I don't know if I'm strong enough for that. Lillian reaches across the table, takes his hand. You're the strongest person I know. That's because you don't know many people, but he's smiling slightly. I know enough, she says. I know you sleep now. I know you eat when I'm watching. I know you cleared an entire floor just to give me a few hours of normal. I know you're trying, and that's what matters. They finish dinner. Move to the windows. He stands. Behind her, his hands hovering near her waist, not quite touching, can I? His breath against her ear sends shivers down her spine. Yes, she breathes. His arms come around her, solid and warm and careful, like she's something precious. He holds her while they watch the city below. Watch the lives they'll never have, the normal they'll never know. If things were different, Hak Yong murmurs. If I wasn't who I am, if you weren't here because of debt, what would you want? Lillian leans back against his chest, feels his heartbeat steady against her spine. This, she says honestly. Maybe not in a fortress, maybe not in secret, but this, you and me and quiet moments stolen from chaos. You deserve better. I deserve what I choose, and I choose you, she said. Turns in his arms, looks up at him. Scars and ghosts and all. He cups her face, his thumb tracing her lower lip. I want to kiss you, then kiss me. If I start, I won't stop. Good. But he doesn't move, just stares at her with something like anguish in his eyes. Lillian, I'm a monster. You're a man. I've killed people. I know. I'll kill again. I know that too. And you still want this. I want you, she corrects. All of you, the parts that are gentle, and the parts that are violent, the parts that sleep peacefully, and the parts that have nightmares. I want all of it. His control breaks. He kisses her, and it's nothing like she imagined. It's desperate and gentle and consuming. All at once, his hands in her hair, hers clutching his shirt, the city forgotten, the candles burning low, the music still, playing soft. He kisses her like she's oxygen, like she's salvation, like she's the answer to every question he's been afraid to ask. And Lillian kisses back, pours everything she can't say into the press of lips, and tongue, the world narrows to this. To him, to the way he holds her like she might disappear. Then he pulls away, breathing hard, his forehead against hers. I can't. Why? Because you're light, Lillian, pure and good, and I'm human, she finishes. Flawed and trying and human, just like me. No. He steps back, puts distance between them. You don't understand what being with me means. The Viper won't just kill you, he'll make it hurt. He'll make me watch, he'll destroy. Everything you are just to hurt me, and I can't. I won't let that happen. So what? You're just going to push me away? If it keeps you alive, yes. That's not your choice to make. Anger flares hot in her chest. I'm not some fragile thing that needs protecting. I'm a grown woman who knows exactly what she's risking. You think you know, but you don't. The things I've seen, the things I've done. Then show me, she challenges. Stop treating me like I'll break and show me your world, all of it. You'll run. Try. They stare at each other, the air crackling with tension, with want, with fear. Tomorrow, he says finally. Tomorrow, I'll show you everything, and when you run, I'll let you go. I'll pay off your debt. I'll send you somewhere safe and I'll let you go. I won't run. We'll see. But his voice is sad, like he's already mourning her loss, already preparing for the inevitable moment when she realizes what he is, and leaves. They stand in the candlelight. Strangers and lovers, enemies and allies, two broken people trying to build something beautiful from the wreckage of their lives. Outside the windows, the city sleeps. Inside the fortress, the dragon and his healer pretend for one more night. That love is enough. That wanting is the same as having that tomorrow won't come with all its harsh truths and harder choices. Mr. Choi finds Lillian 3 days later in the laundry room. She's folding sheets, trying not to think about the date, trying not to remember the way Hak Yong kissed her like, goodbye, we need to talk. The old man's voice is his grave. She follows him to a storage room, small and private. He closes the door. What I'm about to tell you could get us both killed. Then don't tell me. You need to know the Viper. His real name is Kang. Minjun, he's been planning this for months. The attack on the estate, It's coming soon. Maybe days. Maybe hours. Lillian's blood runs cold. Does Hak Yong know? Of course he knows. He's been preparing, fortifying the estate, moving his people. But there's a problem, mister. Choi's eyes are haunted. You're the problem. What? The Viper knows about you, has photographs, has evidence that you matter to Hak Yong, and he's going to use that. He's going to take you hurt. You kill you, whatever causes the most pain. And Hak Yong, he's going to watch it happen because that's what the Viper does. He doesn't just kill, he destroys. So, what am I supposed to do? Leave tonight while you still can. I can get you out through the service entrance, get you money, a new identity, a fresh start somewhere the Viper can't find you. And Hak Yong will survive like he always does alone. Lillian shakes her head. I can't leave him. You have to, girl, don't you understand? You're not just in danger, you're the danger every moment. You stay here. You make Hak Yong weaker. Make him vulnerable. Love is a liability in this world, and right now you're the biggest liability he has. He wouldn't want me to go. He wants you alive more than he wants you close. Trust me. I've known him since he was a boy. I watched his brother die. I watched him turn into this, and I'm telling you the kindest thing you can do is leave. The words hit like bullets. There's something else, mister. Choi says, something you need to know about your brother, Miguel. What about him? He's dead, has been for 6 months. The Viper ordered his execution because Miguel was an informant feeding information to a rival clan. And when the Viper found out, Lillian's legs give out. She sits hard on a crate. No, I'm sorry, the debt Miguel owed it was to the Viper, not Hak Yong. But when the Viper killed Miguel, he added you to the contract someone had to pay Hak Yong. Bought that contract from the Viper. Paid double what Miguel owed in exchange for the right to collect from you. But he never intended to collect. He bought it to protect you because he knew you'd be next. The Viper doesn't leave. Loose ends. The world tilts. So this whole time, you were never his maid. You were his responsibility, his way of keeping you safe without telling you the truth. Because if you knew, if you understood the danger, you'd run, and he needed you close to protect you. Why didn't he tell me? Because telling you meant admitting he cared, meant making you a target, and he thought he could keep you at a distance, could protect you without getting attached, mister. Choi's laugh is bitter. But that's not how it works with you, is it? You saw through him, saw past the monster to the man, and now you're both fucked. Lillian's mind races. I need to talk to him. No, you need to leave. Let me handle Hak Yong. Let me get you out. I'm not leaving. Lillian, I'm not leaving. Her voice is steel. He's been protecting me this whole time, carrying. This alone, I'm not going to abandon him now. Mister. Choi stares at her, then sighs. Your presence will distract him at the worst possible moment. He'll be watching you instead of watching his back. Then I'll fight beside him. You don't know how. Then teach me. You have days, maybe hours. Teach me something. Anything. The old man looks at her, really looks. You're serious. As a heart attack. You'll die anyway, we'll all die. Probably. But we'll die together, and that matters. She doesn't see Hak Yong for the rest of the day, doesn't get summoned for dinner, doesn't hear his footsteps pacing the floor above her room. She sleeps badly, wakes to shouting to Mister. Choi's voice raised in anger to Hak Yong's cold fury. She runs into the hallway, finds them in the grand foyer. You told her. Hak Yong's voice is ice. She had a right to know. You had no right. Someone had to tell her the truth. The truth. Hak Yong laughs harsh. The truth is, she's leaving today now before the Viper comes. He turns, sees Lillian on the stairs, his face a mask. Pack your bag. Things you're fired. What? You heard me, you're dismissed. Your debt is cleared. I've arranged transportation. You leave in an hour. He won't look at her, won't meet her eyes. This is a mistake. The mistake was hiring you in the first place. His words are designed to hurt. You're a distraction, a liability, a problem I no longer need. You don't mean that. Lillian descends the stairs slowly. Look at me and say it. Look at me and tell me you want me gone. He looks, his eyes are dead. I want you gone. Liar, Lillian, please. The mask cracks just for a moment. Please, just go, just be safe, just live. Not without you, there is no without me. There's only you alive, somewhere far from here, starting over, forgetting this place, forgetting me. I'll never forget you. You will. He signals to 2 guards. Escort her to her room, help her pack. Make sure she leaves. Hak Yong. Goodbye, Lillian Ramirez, thank you for your service. He walks away, doesn't look back, doesn't flinch when she calls his name. The guards are gentle but firm, leading her back to room 14, helping her put her few belongings into her single suitcase. Mr. Choi appears in the doorway. He's doing this to save you. I know Lillian's voice is empty, doesn't make it hurt less. He loves you, that's why he's letting you go. I love him too, that's why I'm coming back, mister. Choi's eyes widen. Don't. I'm not asking permission. I'm telling you, when the attack comes, I'm coming back and you can't stop me. I can lock you in somewhere safe. You could, but you won't, because you know he'll need me when this is over. He'll need someone who sees him as more than the dragon. She zips the suitcase. How long? Do I have 2 days? Maybe 3. The intelligence says the Viper is moving assets into position. Then I have 2 days to find answers. What answers? The kind that will let me save him. They put her in a car. Black sedan, tinted windows. The driver doesn't speak, just drives through Busan's winding streets back into the slums, where she started back to the cramped apartment she shared with Miguel, back to the life he thought she'd escaped. The apartment is empty. Dusty Miguel's things still scattered around like he might walk through the door any moment. Lillian sits on his bed, holds his pillow, breathes in the faint scent of his cologne and lets herself break cries for her brother, for Hak Yong, for herself, for all the futures that died before they had a chance to live. When the tears stop, she moves with purpose. There's someone she needs to see, someone Miguel used to talk about, the Oracle, an information broker who knows everything that happens in Busan's underworld. For a price, she finds him in a present. Tea shop tucked between a pawn shop and a pharmacy. An old man with kind eyes and clever hands. Lillian Ramirez. He greets her like he's been expecting her. Sit, have tea. I need information. Everyone needs something. What are you willing to pay? She puts the last of he. Money on the table. The wages Hak Yong paid her. Is this enough? The Oracle counts it. For what you want to know, yes. For what you need to know, no. What's the difference? You want to know about your debt, about why Hak Yong bought it. You need to know about the Viper, about the attack, about how to survive, what's coming. Tell me everything. The debt first. The Oracle pours tea. Miguel owed money to the Viper. 2,000,001 gambling debts he couldn't pay. The Viper was going to kill him, make an example. But Miguel offered information instead. Names, locations, plans for Hak Yong's operations. Miguel wouldn't. Miguel did for 6 months. He fed the Viper everything until someone noticed, until the leaks got traced back, and then the old man makes a cutting gesture. The Viper ordered him killed, a bullet to the head, quick by his standards. Mercy compared to what he usually does. And you became the loose end, the sister who might know things, might have seen things. So the Viper added your name to his list. But Hak Yong bought the debt the very next day. Paid the Viper double what Miguel owed in exchange for the contract on your life. Lillian's hands shake around the teacup. Why would he do that? Because Hak Yong knew Miguel. He knew the boy was weak, knew he'd been compromised, knew the Viper would kill him, and he thought maybe he could save you. At least, could protect. Miguel's sister could do something good in a life full of bad choices. He never told me. Would you have believed him? Would you have accepted his protection if you knew the truth, or would you have run? The Oracle sips his tea. Hak Yong is many things, but he's not stupid. He gave you a job, gave you purpose, gave you a reason to stay without telling you that you were already his. The debt transfer was legal binding. It meant the Viper. I couldn't touch you as long as Hak Yong held the contract, so he brought you to the estate, called you a maid, kept you close, kept you safe without telling you the real reason you were there. The attack. Lillian forces herself to focus. What do you know? The Viper is coming with everything. He has 50 men, maybe more explosives, guns, enough firepower to level the estate. He's not trying to kill Hak Yong quickly. He's trying to make him suffer, trying to take everything, burn it all to the ground. When, tomorrow night, maybe the night after, the Viper is waiting for something for the perfect moment for maximum impact. What can I do? Nothing. You're a civilian, a maid, a woman in love with a man who's already dead. He's not dead. Not yet, but he will be. The Viper always wins, always destroys, always takes what he wants, and what he wants is to watch Hak Yong break. The Oracle leans forward. But there is one thing, one variable the Viper isn't counting on. What? You, he thinks. Hak Yong sent you away, thinks you're out of play, thinks you're safe somewhere far from the battle. But if you came back, if you were there, it in Dunder's side would change everything. How? Because Hak Yong fights differently when he has something to protect, fights harder, smarter, more desperately. Love makes men weak, but it also makes them dangerous. Tell me how to get back in. Lillian's voice is steady. The servants. Entrance, the one you used to use. There's a tunnel from the beach. It'll be unguarded during the attack. Everyone will be focused on the main assault. And once I'm in, find Hak Yong, stay alive. The rest is up to you. The Oracle stands. Your brother, he loved you. You know, talked about you all the time, about how smart you were, how kind, how you were going to be a great nurse someday. He made mistakes, but he died trying to protect you in his own stupid way. Don't waste that. Don't waste the second chance Hak Yong gave you. Lillian leaves the tea shop, her mind clear, her purpose set. She has one day, maybe two, to prepare, to plan, to figure out how to save a man who doesn't want to be saved. She goes back to the apartment, packs a bag, practical clothes, dark, colors things she can move in. She finds Miguel's old medical textbooks, studies the pages on trauma, on gunshot wounds, on field medicine. She learns how to fight, how to survive, how to be the kind of person who runs toward danger instead of away. The news breaks on the second night. Explosions at the Seacliff estate, reports of gunfire, of casualties, of a war zone in the heart of Busan. Lillian watches on the small TV screen, sees the flames reaching toward the sky, sees the smoke, billowing black and thick, sees her worst fears coming true. She doesn't think, just moves, grabs her bag, runs through the streets of Busan toward the estate, toward the fire, toward Hak Yong. The gates are destroyed, twisted metal and shattered concrete bodies everywhere. She doesn't look, just keeps moving, finds the beach path, the one the maids used for supplies. The tunnel is dark, and cold, and she runs through it, her heart pounding, her breath coming in gasps. She emerges in the basement, smoke thick in the air, alarms screaming, the sound of gunfire above. She takes the servants' stairs, two at a time, through the kitchen, empty, through the dining room. Shattered glass everywhere, through the grand foyer, blood on white marble bodies of men she doesn't recognize, and some she does. She finds him in his study. The room is wrecked, furniture overturned, windows blown out. He's sitting at his desk, a gun in his hand, blood on his face, staring at nothing. Hak Yong. Her voice cuts through the chaos. He looks up. He sees her, his expression cycling through shock, disbelief, horror. No, he's on his feet, moving toward her. No, you're supposed to be safe. You're supposed to be gone. I came back. Why? Why? Would you come back? Because you need me. I need you alive. He grabs her shoulders. I need you far away from this, far away from me, the Viper. He's here. He's tearing through my men. He's going to find you, and when he does, then we fight. Together, she cups his face, makes him look at her. I'm not leaving you. I'm not letting you die alone. Lillian, I know about the debt. I know about Miguel. I know you've been protecting me a whole time, and I'm done being protected. I'm done being sent away. I'm here and I'm staying, and we're going to survive this together. Explosions rock the building. Dust rains from the ceiling. It's too late. Hak Yong says. He's won. He's taken everything. Not everything. Lillian's voice is fierce. He hasn't taken me. He hasn't taken us. He hasn't won until we're dead. And I don't plan on dying tonight. Something shifts in his eyes, the fatalism fading, replaced by something harder, something sharper. The safe room, he says. There's a panic room in the basement, reinforced steel. The Viper won't get through it. Then let's go. They run through the burning estate hand in hand, past fires, past bodies, past the evidence of war. Hak Yong leads her through passages she never knew existed, down stairs that spiral into darkness. To a vault door, he punches in a code. Swings open, heavy and final. Get in. Not without you, Lillian. Together or not at all. Gunfire erupts behind them, voices shouting in Korean footsteps pounding closer. Hak Yong shoves her through. The door follows, slams it shut. The locks engage, automatic pneumatic, the sound of safety clicking into place. The room is small, concrete, and steel monitors on the wall, showing camera feeds of the estate burning Mr. Choi is there, wounded, bleeding from his shoulder. You came back, he says to Lillian. You foolish, brave girl. Where are the others? Hak Yong demands. Dead, most of them. The rest scattered the Viper brought. An army, we never had a chance. The Viper, where is he? Upstairs looking for you, looking for her. He knows she's here, saw her on the cameras. He's going to wait us out, burn us out, whatever it takes. Lillian moves to Mr. Choi assesses his wound. This needs pressure. She tears strips from her shirt, makes a bandage, uses her nursing training to stop the bleeding, packs it tight. Can you move your arm? Barely, he grits his teeth. But I can walk, and that's what matters. Hak Yong watches her, his expression unreadable. You shouldn't be here. But I am. She meets his eyes. And I'm not going to apologize for choosing you, for choosing this. We're going to die in this room. Maybe, but at least we'll die together. Hours pass, the monitors show the fire spreading, show the Viper's men searching, show the systematic destruction of everything Hak Yong built. Lillian sits beside him on the concrete floor, her hand in his. I'm sorry, he says quietly. For what? For dragging you into this, for letting you matter, for being selfish enough to want you even knowing it would end like this. I'm not sorry. She squeezes his hand. I'd choose this every time. Choose you every time, even knowing how it ends. Why? Because you're worth it. Because these past months with you have been more real, more alive than anything I've experienced before. Because loving you has made me braver, stronger, better. Loving me has gotten you trapped in a concrete box while a madman burns down my life. Loving you has given me purpose, she corrects, has given me something worth fighting for. Mr. Choi coughs from his corner. If you two are done being romantic, we have a problem. The air circulation system. It's pulling in smoke. We have maybe an hour before this room becomes a tomb. Hak Yong stands paces. The small space. There has to be a way out. There is, Mr. Choi says. The emergency tunnel runs from here to the cliffs a quarter-mile from the estate. It's how I was supposed to evacuate you if things went bad. So we use it. The Viper knows about it, has men. Stationed at the exit, we'd be walking into a kill zone. Better than suffocating. Lillian stands. We fight our way out. You don't know how to fight, Hak Yong says. Then you fight and I'll keep you alive. That's what I do, remember. I'm the healer. You're the dragon together. We might actually survive this. He looks at her. Really looks. You're insane. I'm in love. There's a difference. Sometimes I can't tell which is. Which? But he's smiling slightly. Mr. Choi, can you walk? I can limp and my left arm is useless, but my right hand can still hold a gun. Does that count? It'll have to. They open the tunnel entrance, dark and narrow, water dripping from stone walls. Hak Yong goes first, his gun drawn, Mr. Choi in the middle. Lillian bringing up the rear, her hands shaking but steady. They move through the darkness, the sound of their breathing echoing off stone. The tunnel seems endless, each step taking them closer to freedom or death. Lillian. Can't tell which. Finally light ahead the exit, Hak Yong holds up a hand. They stop. Voices outside, Korean, rapid fire, the Viper's men waiting. How many? Hak Yong whispers, Mr. Choi peers around the corner. 4 that I can see, maybe more in the trees. I can take 4. Not without getting shot. I've been shot before, not while I'm watching Lillian. Touches his arm. There has to be another way. There isn't. He turns to her, cups her face one last time. If I don't make it, don't. If I don't make it, I need you to know that you saved me not just tonight, but every night you sat beside my bed, every morning you made me eat, every moment you chose to stay. You saved me from myself, and I love you for it. I love you more than I've loved anything, and if I die, it'll be knowing that I mattered to someone, that I was seen and known and cared for. You're not going to die. Lillian's voice breaks. Because I won't let you, because I'm going to keep you alive, because that's what I do. I save people. And you, Hak Yong, you're the person I've create. Been training my whole life to save. She kisses him hard. So don't you dare die on me. Don't you dare leave me alone. Then stay behind me. Stay close, and when I tell you to run, you run. Understand? I understand. She's lying. They both know it. Hak Yong moves to the tunnel. Exit takes a breath, then erupts into motion. Gunfire explosive. He moves like water, like violence, like something inevitable. Lillian watches him fight, watches him take down 2 men. 3, the 4th gets a shot off. Catches Hak Yong in the side. He stumbles. Lillian screams, runs toward him, tackles the gunman, her fists wild, ineffective, but desperate enough to buy Hak Yong time to recover to finish it. Silence. The ringing kind, the aftermath kind. Hak Yong is bleeding, holding his side, Mr. Choi emerges from the tunnel, his face gray with pain, his wounded shoulder hanging useless. We need to move the Viper. We'll have heard that. Lillian goes to Hak Yong. Let me see. He moves his hand, blood dark and wet. She rips more of her shirt, packs the wound. This needs a hospital. No hospitals. Then you're stuck with me. She helps him stand, supports his weight. Where do we go? The port, mister. Choi says, I have a boat waiting, a contingency plan. They stumble through the forest, the estate burning behind them, sirens in the distance. Too late. Always too late. They reach the port, find the boat, a small fishing vessel. Mr. Choi starts the engine. One-handed H. He's jaw clenched against the pain Lillian gets. Hak Yong below deck lays him on a bunk. This is going to hurt, she warns, then probes the wound, checking for the bullet. It went through. You're lucky. Lucky. He laughs, bitter. I just lost everything. My home, my clan, my life. Not everything she meets his eyes. You still have me. She works methodically, cleaning the wound, closing it with supplies from the boat's first aid kit, her nursing training coming back like muscle memory. Hak Yong watches her, his face pale, his breathing shallow. I can't give you anything, Lillian. No mansion, no security, no safety. Just a life on the run, just hiding, just survival. I don't need anything else. You deserve more. I deserve what I choose, and I choose you, scars and ghosts and all. The boat moves through dark waters, carrying them away from Busan, away from the life they knew, mister. Choi appears in the doorway. The Viper, he's alive, saw him on the docks watching us leave. He'll come after us, Hak Yong says. Eventually, but not tonight. Tonight we have a head start. Tonight we have a chance. He looks at Lillian. You saved him. You know, kept him fighting. Kept him alive. Most men would have given up, would have let the Viper win. But not him. Not with you there. Where do we go? Lillian asks, finishing the bandage. Japan first, then maybe Europe, America, wherever we can disappear, wherever we can start over, mister. Choi sounds tired. I'm too old for this, too old to run. Then don't. Hak Yong says, take the boat, sell it, use the money to disappear, you've earned your freedom, and we'll figure it out, we always do. Dawn breaks soft and pink over the water. Lillian sits beside Hak Yong's bunk, her hand in his, I love you. He says it like a confession, like a prayer. I love you too, even now, even with everything gone. Especially now. She squeezes his hand. Because now I know you chose me, not because you had to, not because of debt or duty or protection, but because you wanted to. I've wanted you since the moment you pressed that white cloth to my face and looked at me like I was worth saving. The boat reaches a small island, mister. Choi docks one-handed, helps them disembark with his good arm. There's a village on the other side. Safe house I used years ago. You can stay there until you heal. He presses money into Hak Yong's hand. This is all I have, all I can give you, mister. Choi, I killed your brother, the old man says. The Viper ordered it, but I'm the one who pulled the trigger, killed Miguel with a bullet to spare him from torture, and I've been trying to atone ever since, but there's no atoning for some things, is there? Just living with it, just carrying it. Lillian stares. I'm sorry, girl. He was talking. He would have gotten you killed, would have gotten everyone killed. I did what I had to do. The Viper wanted him tortured for days as an example, but I convinced him a quick death would send the same message I gave Miguel, that mercy, at least. I should hate you, you should. But I don't. Her voice is hollow because you're right, he would. Have talked, would have kept talking until we were all dead. You saved me in your own terrible way. Doesn't make it right. No, but it makes it real. They part ways, mister. Choi, back to the boat, to whatever future he can salvage. Hak Yong and Lillian to the village, to the safe house, to survival. The house is small and clean, overlooking the ocean. Lillian helps Hak Yong inside, lays him on the bed, checks his wound. You need rest. I need you. He pulls her down beside him. Stay always. Days pass slowly. Hak Yong heals Lillian, tends him, cooks, cleans, plays, nurse and lover and partner. They don't talk about the future, don't plan beyond the next day, the next hour, the next breath. They exist in a bubble of stolen time, knowing it can't last, knowing the Viper is still out there, still hunting but not caring. Not yet 1 week after the attack, Hak Yong can stand, can walk, can move without pain. They go to the beach at sunset, stand at the water's edge. I have nothing to offer you, he says. No money, no home, no future, no safety. I know, but I'm offering anyway. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out 2 things, a plane ticket and a ring. Ticket is to Manila, to her mother, to freedom. The ring is simple silver with a small stone. Choose. His voice is steady. The ticket and you go home. Start over. Forget me. Forget this. Forget everything, or the ring, and you stay. And we build something new, something real, something ours. Lillian looks at the ticket, sees the life she could have, quiet, normal, safe. Looks at the ring, sees the life she wants. Dangerous, uncertain, real. If I choose the ring, what happens? I don't know. Honest. Always honest. We run, we hide, we fight, we survive together, and maybe someday when the Viper is dead, or we find peace. And if I choose the ticket, I let you go, I disappear. I keep running alone and I try not to think about what I lost. She takes the ring, slips it on her finger. I choose you, Lillian. I choose us. I choose danger and uncertainty and running. I choose stolen moments and borrowed time. I choose loving you, even if it kills me. It might. Then I'll die having lived, having mattered, having been seen. She kisses him soft. Having been loved. Hak Yong kneels in the sand. This man, this dragon, this monster who learned to be human, Lillian Ramirez. Will you marry me? Will you run with me? Will you fight beside me? Will you be my partner, my healer, my home? Yes, she pulls him up. Yes, to all of it. They stand together on the beach, the sun setting behind them, the ocean stretching endless before them. 2 broken people who found each other in fire, who chose each other in darkness, who will face whatever comes next together. The Viper is still out there, still hunting, but tonight, they don't care. Tonight they have each other, and that's enough. The dragon bows to his healer. The healer saves her dragon, and somewhere in the wreckage of their old lives, they begin to build something new, something worth fighting for, something that might just be love. Can Lillian and Hak Yong outrun a man who never stops hunting? And what dark secret is Mr. Choi still hiding about the night Miguel died? Smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you do not want to miss what happens next. This story is about to get even more twisted. Drop a comment. Do you think their love can survive when the Viper finally finds them? Like this video if you're obsessed with this forbidden romance between a maid and a mafia boss that keeps getting more dangerous. The next chapter drops soon, and trust me, you are not ready for the truth about what the Viper really wants. See you in the next one, if the dragon and his healer survive.